Are you buckled up for another film packed with ride-or-die excitement and spectacle? It's your all-time thrill-a-minute favorite action movie of the 1980s and 90s, The Expendables 4. If you're an action movie connoisseur, then it is almost impossible that The Expendables 4 has not been on your mind for the past 6 years. They're on it again, from the cast to the crew to the projected release dates. It's a sensation worth twiddling one's thumbs on. Directed by stunt performer turned filmmaker Scott Waugh, The Expendables is entirely predicated on such an original piece by Spencer Cohen, who also co-wrote the screenplay with Max Adams and John Joseph Connolly. We've seen Sylvester Stallone lead a tough team of individuals through a string of disastrous missions all through the series. They have prevented other mercenaries together and have ended up running into former colleagues in the process. And now for the exciting part. Lionsgate has set the long-awaited spin-off, which has been in the projects for so many years. The Expendables 4 is slated to arrive in cinemas in the United States on September 22nd, 2023. The upcoming The Expendables 4 will finally break the series' obsession with iconic action stars. The Expendables 4 production, aside from Lionsgate, in addition to being in full control of partitioning, was said to be originally scheduled to begin in April 2019, but it was delayed due to an unprecedented situation. Things appeared to be improving, and the latter studio announced its participation in August 2020, with official filming undertaken in September. According to Stallone, the actor finished filming his scenes in October. Tony Jaa also confirmed the completion of filming on December 3rd, 2021. After that, working on the film began in September 2021. The movie welcomes back to the screen Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, Dolph Lundgren, and Randy Couture. Joining them will be Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, Tony Jaa, Iko Uwais, and Megan Fox as the female lead, along with other remarkable actors. One visible change in The Expendables 4 is that not as many big names from previous films are going to return for this upcoming movie, but they have assured that they have already added a whole fresh influx of new people. Short snippets of action were shown, with the teaser stating that the previous 3 installments were merely warm-up for this one. Plot details are being decided to withhold for the time being, but I'm certain that there will be a plethora of high-octane, 80s-style action bringing back the gore and the unrelenting action once again. For whichever additional features are divulged, audiences now must expect an action-packed epic journey in which Ross and company set out to show some baddies what's what. It highlights the comeback to all those preceding roots, showcasing the primary expendable stars along with the newcomers in action. The footage in question was fairly sparse, with both the majority of it trying to come from the previous entries in the franchise before teasing some sparse action from the new entry, but with no story or context. It begins with Stallone saying, "This life isn't for everyone." Franchise statistics then flash across the screen, noting that over 500,000 ammunition rounds have been utilized, and more than 7,000 dead bodies have piled up over the previous 3 films. Following that, the footage teases a number of quick-cut action sequences. In the footage, Stallone was billed as Sylvester Stallone, implying that he's taking a more prominent role. Little is known about the storyline of Expendables 4, as specifics, both minor and major, have indeed smashed that like button. I mean, kept close to everyone involved in the production of the film. All that we've been provided is a brief overview of the forces Ross and his mercenary gang will face with an arms dealer with the power of a massive private army. If I do say so myself, I'm pretty ready to see intense scenes of firing guns and heated crashes. We do recognize that Uwais may very well play the bad guy in The Expendables 4, who now is characterized as a, quote, former military officer turned arms dealer with his own private army. Our own Chris Bumbray has seen the first teaser for the Expendables sequel relatively early this year at CinemaCon in Las Vegas. Although Sylvester Stallone was clearly present, it appears that he's going to act in a minimal role this time around, as Jason Statham and 50 Cent received top billing. Iko Uwais, who plays a villain in the new film and would most probably play the arms dealer in question, also shared his thoughts on the experience of being able to take part in the franchise alongside established action film veterans. According to Okazone, the actor expressed how much he regarded his co-star's experience and how it only amplified their partnership. It's terrific to witness the Expendables crew once again in action, and even though it's not Oscar-worthy, it's not simply attempting to be. The series has been largely impactful under the auspice of trying to recreate the glory days of a bygone action era. Regardless of whether Stallone returns or the filmmakers continue to rotate action stars in and out of the franchise, it's a fun place to relive the action movies of days of yore, despite the fact that some of the stars are newer to the game. The Expendables team appears to be on the right track, considering their eagerness to end up writing a Statham-focused twist in which Sly takes a back seat. Still, this might be taken a step further by imagining a world in which Christmas is unable to keep the team together after avenging Ross in the Expendables 4 film. Depending upon the setting, succeeding progressions could very well be origin stories for the remaining surviving members of the team, or entirely follow a new set of Expendables. With the Expendables series already well established, the gimmick of overpacking action legends into its cast solely for the sake of it is no longer an issue. The Expendables 4 small cast might also impart the movie a sense of focus that has eluded the series thus far. Instead of having to cram into as many odd cameos as possible, the Expendables 4 can now let its smaller cast flourish through their own tailor-made action scenes. With astounding martial arts performers like Tony Jaa and Iko Uwais joining the film, as well as fresh recruits to the action genre, there will undoubtedly be some show-stopping scenes that showcase the talents of the Expendable 4's cast, both old and new. The Expendables 4 cast continues to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. No, really, the very talented cast and crew have managed to maintain one of the series' core tenets of launching an innovative skill set to the action genre. So far, we know that Barney, Lee, Gunnar, and Toll will return to their initial roles and embark on another dangerous and explosive mission with the support among some new recruits, as they always do. We also know that Lee's character will be the center of attention. Its manageable size also enables the movie to incorporate the series' trademark ensemble action sequences. The Expendables series quite often shuffled through its large collection of action heroes for a quick cameo prior to actually moving on to the next. The Expendables 4 appears to be avoiding this issue by drastically reducing the size of its cast, allowing all of its stars to shine in the inescapable slew of gun battles and fistfights. With the Expendables series already well established, the gimmick of overpacking action legends into its cast solely for the sake of it is no longer an issue. The Expendables 4 small cast might also impart the movie a sense of focus that has eluded the series thus far. Instead of having to cram into as many odd cameos as possible, the Expendables 4 can now let its smaller cast flourish through their own tailor-made action scenes. With astounding martial arts performers like Tony Jaa and Iko Uwais joining the film, as well as fresh recruits to the action genre, there will undoubtedly be some show-stopping scenes that showcase the talents of the Expendable 4's cast, both old and new. The heroes in the Expendables 4 have a lot of possibilities, and we won't know how far these badass boys and gals will go for one last showdown until we see them in action. 6 years might seem like an eternity for this Sylvester Stallone and Jason Statham prequel, but it now appears that number 4 is on its way to the big screen. See you at the next one!